Okay, well, we are recording. Welcome to Running to FIBC Bootcamp, Running to Big Bear. So hopefully all of you are on track to make it up to Big Bear with us this February. So wanted to jump on today. Last week, as most of you know, we talked a lot about how to support coaches and what that looks like. And so in order to support those coaches, we need to actually have coaches. So we want to talk a little bit today about approaching people and how to coach them. If I forgot to introduce myself, my name is Don Maydell. I am a integrated national director with Optavia and partnering with some of our amazing coaches today to talk, like I said, about approaching it, because we all come to coaching through different avenues. Anybody ever comes to this opportunity through the same mode, through the same way, with the same whys, with the same reasons. And what coaching offers to each and every one of us is different. And some of the reasons we said yes to coaching, vary across the board. And today we've got a group of coaches on here that all came through like really different ways to coaching. So for me, my story was, I had a big weight loss. I was really unhealthy. 5'6", 230 pounds, cholesterol through the roof, wasn't sleeping, no energy. And so when Joy approached me about the program, I was all in. I knew I needed to do something. So I did the program, and it was amazing. I lost 19 pounds in 19 days, 24 my first month, and 77 pounds in about 4.5 months. And so after 30 days on program, yeah, I'd had a pretty significant weight loss, but my mother and my wife saw such a huge difference in me, just the way I was acting. I was getting good sleep. I had all this energy. I was coming over from work all fired up and making dinners and, helping with homework and doing laundry and dishes. And they're like, okay, whatever's going on with you, we want to be a part of that. So sign us up. And I approached Joy about my mom and my wife to do a program. And like she said, they're just going to come ask you everything anyway, so you may as well be their coach. And so I signed up to be a coach really just to help them, not thinking I'd ever really do much with it. But about 30 days into it, my plumber had to fix a plumbing problem we had. He looked at me and said, "Oh my God, what are you doing? You're like half the man you used to be." I said, "I know, isn't it amazing with this health program? I feel amazing." And he said, "Well, sign me up." So him and his wife, and he lost 50 pounds, she lost 32. Felt amazing, and I realized what an incredible gift that this was. And so I just started sharing it with more and more people. And 2 years ago, just at this time, actually, it's kind of funny because it was the Monday after Thanksgiving that I put my before and after, my story up on Facebook. And I had about 4 clients. I had my wife, my mother, my plumber, and his wife. And in the next month of December, I signed up about 25 people. And went from, a health coach to an executive director and ED, and I didn't even know what that was. And so after that, I just realized what an amazing gift it was, and how exciting it was to help people with their health. And I tried to do it more and more. And I wasn't happy with my corporate job. Nobody has to quit their job to be a health coach. For me, it just made sense. I'd replaced my salary within a few months. And so I didn't really want to do anything else but Optavia and bring this gift of health to other people. And so that's what I did. I didn't want anything getting in the way of that, so I just quit my job. And it was probably a little too early to do that, but I did it anyways. And that was 2 years ago. It's an amazing run, and I love what I get to do. I still today I share it with everybody I talk about, or everybody I talk to. And so I want to hear some of our other amazing coaches. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Let me see if I change it to speaker view, if that makes a difference here. Recording. Let's get this off right
Aw, Joya.
And so the first one I'm going to bring on, of course, is my coach, Joy Avini. And the reason a lot of us are here this morning, a little about her story, and then she's going to introduce 3 of the coaches on our team that, like I said, have all come to this different ways, and some of them, kicking and screaming. I was kind of all in from the beginning, but sometimes it's a little tougher. It takes some love, patience, and kindness, and just, like they say, sometimes you have to approach someone 7, 8, 12 times before they say yes. So I'll bring on my beautiful coach and lovely co-host, Joy Avini.
Awesome. Thank you, Donald, my Optavia hus. Good morning, everyone. Something that I thought I would share maybe some little tidbits that I haven't shared in the past about kind of my journey on even coming to the program. But I do have to say, I'll never forget, I started talking to Donald, and Donald was fairly new into my journey. I had I think one coach prior, or 2 coaches that weren't doing anything. Here I have this client that's doing incredibly well. And I remember practicing how I'm going to approach him about coaching. And before I could even get out, he goes, yeah, I'm going to coach. I was like, oh, this is easy. So we all know it's not that easy. But that's just someone that knew what they wanted, right? So what I love about our program is everyone has a different story. I think mine, Donald's is black and mine is white. We have a completely different journey. I think a lot of you know Justin Avini, FIBC, Integrated Global Director, has a very successful business and is my nephew. And so when he started coaching, I was watching. I was not paying attention at all. I didn't know a lot about it. He would talk about, events, and I was deep in my career in the fashion world, 20 plus years. That's how actually Jeanette and I know each other from Rampage Clothing Company in the actually 80, maybe late 80s and early 90s. But anyways, that was my passion. I went into that career because I loved to travel, and I loved fashion, and I could combine my two areas. Now, I didn't go into this industry, into fashion, because I love people. Okay, so keep that in mind, guys. I did it because I wanted to travel the world. Now, do I like people? Absolutely. But that wasn't my mission. So I had a wonderful career. I was trend forecasting in Europe. I was in Bentonville working with Walmart. I had a house there, a company house, a company car. I had a wonderful career. But as I worked, I ended up getting married at 40, twins at 41, and really wanted to slow down my career. But the capacity that I worked in, and the level that I worked at, it was really, really hard to do. So I started getting creative. I left my company. I opened an office for a company. I negotiated less hours, but there was so much responsibility on my shoulders. Those less hours just meant I worked at home, and I still wasn't present. I still wasn't getting to where I wanted to be and to be present with my children. So again, as I'm doing this and slowing down my career, I'm watching Justin be a trailblazer, and watching his career just explode, and watching his whole life change from getting married to Jenny, and creating a really beautiful life, and seeing him change mentally. So again, that started catching my attention because we had holidays at his house. And so I guess it was 2016, November 2016, we were at his house for Thanksgiving. And I was burned out, and I felt like a sausage in its casing. I put on 10 pounds. I wasn't taking care of myself. And I looked at him and I said, finally, and I was not very nice about it. I just said, yeah, put me on that thing, very flippant, just put me on that thing. And he goes, well, I think you should probably coach. Yeah, whatever. So I bought both things at the same time. And needless to say, I jumped on the program. I lost 10 pounds, but I felt amazing. And then I was really kind of nervous to share it because I'm kind of an all-in kind of person. And it ended up that my boss kind of business partner was my first client. And so, and then she ended up closing. We closed our showroom, and I took this and I ran with it. So I have been coaching for 2.5 years. I'm what they call Integrated National Director. And what I love about this is it took me we figured this out. I think 6 months to get to associate director, 8 months to get to ED, but I just didn't stop. It doesn't matter how long it takes you to get to a certain rank, guys. If you don't stop, it's just the way the universe works. And if I can show you my maps from when I just started to now, it just keeps doubling. Okay, even if I don't hit a rank, it just keeps doubling. So the key is the consistency and the not stopping. And I took that in how I approach people on my heart. And I'm going to introduce 3 coaches that are going to share. The first one is Jeanette, who I spoke of in the beginning. She's amazing and a rock star and has a beautiful story, and hers is different also. So Jeanette, I don't want to take away from your fabulous journey. So I'm excited for you to share, honey.
Boom, and there she is. Lover extraordinaire. Well, my story is definitely different than Joy's and Donald's, because Joy, when she approached me, I wanted nothing to do with it, 0. And I had followed her with 2 other things she had done, and I was just kind of watching on this third one how long she was going to do it before I decided to trust that she was even going to be in it long enough. I didn't know what it was. Although she sent me all the emails and before and afters, and I was in Journey to Health, I wasn't in a place to want to lose weight yet, to take care of, it wasn't even weight, it was just to take care of myself. Actually, even after I lost weight, it took me a very long time to learn that self-care was okay, that taking time out for myself was not a bad thing, but that was part of coaching and personal development. Joy wanted me to sign up as a coach as soon as I was a client, for every reason there is. Financial, she knew I wanted to leave the alcoholic, verbally abusive guy I was with. Mentally, she knew I needed it because of all what you all know we get from personal development and the leadership we're learning, which I'm so excited to learn and build as a leader. That's one of my favorite parts of all this, is developing as a person, and then how we can't hit this rank until we get here. I find that is so exciting to me, that we become better and better people through this. I didn't even realize that. And Joy said, just trust me. You know how we all say clients don't know what they don't know, because there's no way they would know this. It took me a year into the program to even get it, till I started doing it myself. What else did I do? Let's see. I was going to block her from Journey to Health. The week before she called me, I was going to unlike it, or whatever you do, like it, unlike it. What else did I do to you, Joy?
You weren't very nice on the practice call.
Oh yeah, the practice call. I was not nice because I didn't have time. I didn't make the time. It's not, you have time for stuff that's important to you, right? And I didn't know how important it was to me yet. So you don't know it till you're in it. And so when I did finally sign up, at the same time, I'm like, how do I even coach? I don't even know what I'm doing yet. But she held my hand, how you do with newer coaches. And then my very first client became a coach right away. I'm like, oh, hell, this is easy. Same thing. This is easy. But this gal didn't last long. She, her cousin came on, and then somehow they both went poof, disappeared. So just little by little, we've been adding other people. Still trying to hit FIBC. Adding coaches has taken longer than I thought it would, because it turns out not everybody wants to be a coach or to the level we want to be. So that's where I love learning about how it's a numbers game. The more people you talk to, not just numbers, find good people. Those things have been really important. And Joy, I have to tell you, just don't stop. Hashtag just don't stop is in my head every single day, that nothing happens, that I do work and nothing happens on the other end. And then Jamil posting about keep going until you get the results you want or what you're after. So anyway, I'm still learning about sponsoring. I'm still trying to get good at sponsoring. I'm sure, in a year I'll be much better than I am now. I'm looking forward to it. I'm on all the trainings. I'm still doing personal development. I'm learning. So what I'm learning now too is I need to learn how to be a better leader, which is why I'm doing the Audible books Anything they suggest, I grab and listen to one at a time. So, I mean, it's all here. It's just going to take time and talking and loving to a lot of people. So it's time in the business and talking to a lot of people and finding good people. And then you get this, all my BFFs on here, all my people. But I think that's it, Joy. I don't know. Oh, you're still muted.
You're regional director, right, Jeanette?
Okay. I have one ED and Miss Monique, who's on here, I believe. And I have 2 other coaches and 2 new coaches, or one that was, they go in and out, just like Donald told me. He had all these coaches, but only, different ones 5 at a time to be FIBC, right, Donald? So that was helpful to know too, that don't just have 5, have 15, because it might not, they're not into this yet like we are. They're just not, unless you're Monique. Okay, if you're Monique or Donald or Joy or Deb or me, but mostly Monique, it's finding more coaches. I had to learn over time not to expect so much out of everybody right away, because they might not want it like we do. Oh, Deb, you're next. That was my hook, and that was the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, get.
Thanks, Jeanette.
Is that everything you wanted me to say, Joya?
I think that, honey, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Thank you for being my fabulous coach.
I think the most important thing I wanted people to understand was, if I would have listened to you, you wouldn't be here today.
Yeah.
I remember sitting in the parking lot of the Monrovian restaurant, and I'm like, I'm just going to call Jeanette one more time. She's on my heart. And I called you, and we cried together.
Yeah, that day I signed up.
So,
and I remember saying to you, I don't care what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. Here's my credit card. I was so ready. I'm like, I don't care what it costs. And that's the thing with clients, when they complain about the money or talk about the money, they all spend it. When somebody's 300 pounds, 250 pounds, you're eating something. You are eating something, and it's junk food, and that isn't free. That is not free. So, sorry, I keep going. I keep going all day.
It's okay. It's good. That's what this, Donald and I, we have slides and we can talk about all the steps, but we really wanted everyone to know on here that people come to our program all on a different path. And if someone's on your heart, just keep loving on them. Keep loving on them. Jeanette barely got on a call with me. She wasn't very nice to me. She told me to stop sending her emails because I had too many before and afters. She was about to block Journey to Health. And I just kept loving on her. So that's what we really want to get across on this call. And you're going to talk to a lot of people that are not going to see the vision. Remember, it's a deck of cards, but when you find those people that see the vision and want to partner with you, it's pretty awesome. And that's why you just don't stop. Awesome. Okay. So our next fabulous coach is Debbie Asnes. And Debbie, again, was our first, I think we were each other's first friends in high school. We met when we were 14.
Cute pictures. Where did you find those?
Debbie has a whole nother story, and Debbie's background is fitness. So Debbie, I love you, honey. Take it away.
Thank you. So for those of you I don't know, my name's Debbie Asnes, and poor Joy, honestly, Joy, like a true story in resilience, because I too was not very nice. I wasn't going to unfriend her because we've been friends for so long, and I certainly wasn't, I just was sort of flippant about the whole thing. I remember when she first told me about it, I mean, really in one ear and out the other the first time. I was like, what? Whatever. And let's move on to the next topic, right? And over a course of a year, she started talking more and more about it, and sort of like Jeanette, like, oh, this is something she's actually doing. And I do remember my first thought was like, Joy's into health and fitness? Like, oh, Joy's a fashion buyer. I'm into health and fitness. Like, what? And I don't think I ever even said that. It just was something that I thought. So anyway, I had about 10 pounds I wanted to lose, and Joy, talked to me about the program. And I did laugh. I was like, oh no, I live in Boulder, Colorado. Like, you know, we're a bunch of hippies out here. We're organic and whole foods. And honestly, out of our group of, you know, high school friends, I would say that I have always been the most, you know, granola, right? In fact, I think people were pretty flippant about what I did most by, like, oh, Debbie, she moved to Colorado. What happened to her? You know? So Joy was very sweet and patient. And I remember, you know, finally when she said, so how's that going? And I was like, well, actually not that great. You know, not only do I still have that 10 pounds to lose, but I have another 5. But what really was the clincher, and I even tell my clients this now, that she should have led with this, was that I was struggling with hot flashes really badly. Like they were life altering. I was miserable. And I was about to get on synthetic hormones, which, like I said, I'm very, you know, holistic minded, and that is not what I wanted to do. And Joy said, I think I might be able to, you know, get rid of those in a couple weeks. And I was like, here's my card. You know, kind of the same thing. Like, here's my credit card. Although I do think Joy actually might have said it in a different way. Like, for F's sake, just give me your credit card. And I was like, okay, you're right. Like, here you go. So I did. And within 3 weeks, you guys, they were gone. And it truly was life changing. And I lost 15 pounds in 6 weeks. So that was exciting. And I went on to lose another 5. One of my biggest roadblocks in my head was that I didn't want to do the packaged food, because again, I was Whole Foods, et cetera, et cetera. And Joy jokes like, oh, Debbie, who would never open a package. I, of course, love them. And of course, guess the clients that I get are the ones that don't want to open the packages. So it's easy for me, honestly, to speak to that, because I was right there with them. So fast forward a whole nother year. I'm a bit of a slow learner, I guess. So it took me a year to do the program, and then another year of Joy dripping on me about coaching. But I had a full-time job and a business, and I was all into that. Unfortunately, you know, I was a massage therapist for 26 years, and towards the end of 2000, I guess, 18, in fact, almost a year ago to the day right now, I decided I was going to have to give up massage. My body couldn't handle it anymore. I was doing PT, acupuncture, massage, and chiropractic every single week just to sustain my body so that I could work. My business wasn't really doing what I needed it to do. And I just made the decision. I was like, all right, I'm out. And I remember telling Joy, and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to get a job, you know, like what? And Joy, you know, I'm sure laughing in her head, like, wow, if only I'd, you know, been offering you something for a year now. Said, hey, maybe this could be your job. And like, I'd never heard it before. I was like, oh, what a brilliant idea. You know, like, hey, I'll try that. And so I did. I tried that for I decided I would try it for a few months while I was shutting down my massage business. It took me about 6 months. Again, the longest retirement ever. And for those of you who know me, it hasn't been easy, honestly, me giving up that 26-year-old career. I really enjoy the coaching. And at first, it definitely was like, oh, it gave me something, you know, I'm helping people in a totally different way. And it kept the energy going, and it allowed me to transition in a really great way. And then the last few months, to be honest, have been difficult. I've been struggling with, what am I doing with my life? Am I still contributing to society in a way that I want to? And there's a big piece of me that thinks, yes, absolutely, I am. I do believe that. But I was actually in an acupuncture session just a few days ago with my yoga teacher. She's in acupuncture school. And it came up. And she brought me to tears, you guys, because she's my teacher. And I've always looked up to her for the last 10 years. Like, I bow down to her. She's younger than me, but she's an amazing woman. And I was like, you know, I'm just not sure. I'm struggling with, you know, feeling like I'm contributing to society. And she literally like put her hand up and stopped and brought me to tears and told me that, you know, she's been watching, and she's seen my first 3 clients, by the way, were yoga teachers that I've thought, you know, oh, like Donald, I think Don said, oh, good thing nobody in Colorado will do your program, because that's what I thought. She brought me to tears and said, you know, that she'd been watching and that 100% she could see how I was helping people do great things for themselves. And that's really what it is about, right? Like, we're guiding people to do it for themselves. And I don't know what it was, but the way she said it was much better, much more eloquently. She's, an amazing speaker. And it like switched something for me, that this coaching is, I don't know, it is valuable. It is worth it. We are doing great things, and we shouldn't stop. And I don't plan to, definitely the business has the ebbs and flows. And, I went away. These pictures up here are, some of them are me, a couple of them are me off, having a fabulous time for 3 weeks in Spain with my daughter. And I didn't really work the biz much. It was a little hard, but I had joy, to help coach some of my clients while I was gone. And that's a beautiful thing. And this team that we're on, and, Joy introduced Jeanette and I, and, we're great friends now. And the community, I mean, there's just so many great things. I'm going off on a tangent now, but I'm super grateful to Joy, #Team Joy, and to Donald, who we of course also went to high school with. And it's just been an amazing experience. And I tell people that even a year ago, if you had told me that this is where I would be, no way. My life has changed exponentially for the better. My body feels fantastic, by the way.
I love it. Yeah, I just want to jump in here. I don't lead with the hot flashes, excuse me, because it's not something that we can say. So
Right.
if someone brings it up, then I offer the information. Something else I wanted to point out was when you have someone, Debbie, I remember you saying, I don't open packaged foods. And then I stopped because I thought, if you have that mindset, it's okay. I'm not even going to talk. And I just let it go. And then the last time we spoke, you were complaining, I think, about your weight. And I said, do you really never open up a package? And you go, oh, you're right. And that was it. So when someone is pushing back, I don't try to talk them into anything. I don't rationalize. I just let it go, but I keep layering and loving on them. So Debbie, that's beautiful. I had no idea about your yoga teacher.
Well, it literally just happened like 2 days ago.
It's amazing.
So yeah.
Love it. Thank you, honey. Thanks for sharing.
It's Deb's birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Right. Thank you. Thank you. That's right. What are you turning? Finally 53.
3. Yep. Just
Finally.
a baby.
And Donald's is in December too.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, we have one more coach. Donald, do you want to introduce Wendy?
Yeah, so we wanted to have Wendy come on and share, because Wendy's story is a little different because she's not a frontline coach to me. Her sister is a frontline coach, and so we've really developed a strong relationship through this. And now it's kind of crazy. Wendy I've known since she was in 2nd grade. 3rd grade, I was in 2nd grade. We grew up across each other, and of course hadn't talked in like 30 years really. And now have been to partner in coaching in this business and impacting lives. And so wanted to have her come on and share, because again, her story is not it's like Joy. They didn't have big weight loss. He's a Debbie. They're not like the 77 pounds like me. So it came through a little different avenue. So I'm excited to have Wendy come on and share with us.
Thank you. Oh, look at my pictures. Yeah, my story is a little bit different. My sister was on program with Dawn, and I was watching her, and she's losing weight, and I was like, and it was May, and so vanity ways, I decided, oh yeah, I'll jump on. I could lose some weight going into summer, look good. So I ended up losing 15 pounds, a couple of friends noticing, and she said, oh, you should coach them. I'm like, all right, I'll do that. A couple of people, no big deal. Well, of course, it always snowballs from there, right? So, they did well, and I've always been in the helping field. I work with children. So to move into this was a pretty natural, into coaching was a pretty natural transition. I do like that it's with adults. So I work with pediatrics, a little different, and then I get the opportunity to work with adults. So I really enjoy it. It feels extra helping for me, and the connection, because like Debbie or Joy said, she wasn't really about the people, but I've always worked with whether it's pediatrics or now adults. So since my coach has taken a break for about a year at least, so yeah, I've kind of been like the little orphan, you know, but Dawn has stepped up, and Joy there to support, to help out, which has been really nice. You know, the community is great. And I would highly recommend anyone just getting going, just really plug yourself into the community, the boot camps, any of the trainings, going to summits, whatever you can get to, go to. It makes a big difference. The connections are great, lifelong. You know, they really help. Let me see. So, sorry, looking at my little notes here. I work full-time as an occupational therapist, and I do enjoy what I do. Now, I leave at 6:15 in the morning. If anything on the job, that would be my like, ooh. But I do enjoy my work. So I'm not in this in my head to leave my job and do health coaching full-time. So I feel like I have not an extra pressure. So I enjoy the health coaching for that side of it as well. It's extra. And I always like to have something to save for. So my kids there in that picture, as part of my why, is to build experiences. They're older. It's not, if they want something, they kind of buy it themselves. So Christmas and birthdays, I look at what can we do that's an experience together. Because I figure I'm on limited time, right, with them. So we go to football games, professional football games. We went to the Rolling Stones concert, and all these things are pricier ticket items. But we go, it's paid for 100%. And then I just got back from a 13-day trip to Italy with a bike tour with 6 other friends, and had the best time, 100% paid for by Optavia. Just saved that money as we were, knowing we booked it in January. So for the next 9 months, I just saved the money. So for me, that has been wonderful. My full-time job pays for my regular expenses, everything, and I just have Optavia deposit into a checking account, and that money's for whatever comes up. So it's providing some fabulous, wonderful opportunities. And when Debbie was talking about, and I think even Jeanette, about conversations, I did the Blanchard training, and it's more conversations, better conversations, and then more conversations with better people. So I'm just starting this coaching side of it. I have one senior coach. She's doing great. Having more conversations, talking to people, following up, layering, loving. So I'm enjoying that, and it's a slower process, but you know what? I'm okay with it because I don't have that pressure that I'm leaving my job. For me, I'm content with where I work, and I'm loving this opportunity to help change some lives. Get those texts in the morning like, oh my gosh, I've never been below 200 or whatever, and that just makes me feel good. So there's many, many ways to get into this coaching, and I thank Dawn and Joy for being there and offering support and help and answering my texts so quickly, and all the support from everybody. So thank you as an orphan.
Awesome. Well, we love that. And that's a thing too, because, you can have a couple of things happen. If your mentor coach, your direct coach, decides that this maybe isn't something they want to pursue, or they're not all in, because we know that happens. It doesn't mean that you're out in the cold. You reach up to your mentorship, and there's always going to be someone that you can rely on and reach out to. And so Wendy's done that. And, you know, she's, like she said, she's been in all the trainings. She's been at summits. She does the Blanchard training. So she's really all in on this, whether she admits it or not. It's just this little side thing, but you know, she does more than a lot of full-time coaches do. So it's been awesome to partner with her. So
I do want to say just real quick, because the mindset, you know, when we go in to lose the weight, but more, you know, we've all done that, but what happens beyond that? And that's what's pretty amazing. You know, the audiobooks, the podcasts, the trainings, being above the line, I really stop much faster. I'm like, you know, that's not right, or just staying in check. So that's been a huge change that I've noticed in myself, and it's helped not just here working with people, but my family, my job as I lead there. You know, transcends across all the boards. So thank you.
Yeah, and I think that's really exciting, is to realize that this health coaching opportunity is enhancing all the other aspects of your life. Like you said, family life, your career. It's made you a better employee. It's made you a better mom, a better ex-wife, all of those things.
Yeah.
And all the challenges that we have to face, we do it better with higher integrity and more accountability. And we, you know, like you said, we play above the line in all the aspects of our life. And that's what health coaching helps teach us. So we do want to do a little bit of training, just touch base on a few things, coaching people about this coaching opportunity. Because we know if we do want to build a stable business with Optavia, if this is you're looking to do, it comes down to sponsoring. We really have to sponsor. You know, you can make some good money, some high deposits, and take some fabulous trips and create memories and all those things through supporting clients. But if you want a stable business that's going to grow and allow you true freedom, it's going to happen through sponsoring. And so we want to know, what does it take to be an FIBC? Just in case you weren't sure of the requirements to be a fully integrated business coach. The first requirement is you have to carry 6,000 in frontline volume, which is, most of us know that would be an executive director on our own just through frontline volume. But you have to maintain that 6,000 in order to maintain fully integrated business coach. You also have to have 15,000 in group volume. So that's between you, your 6,000, and your coaches, which would be another 9,000 from those coaches. You do have to be certified, which is an additional cost of like $200 to get certified. It's an online test, 150 questions. And then you have to have 5 senior coach lines of business. Okay, so you have to have at least 5 coaches with 5 clients. The exciting thing about that is, as most of you know, if you maintain 6,000 in frontline volume for 3 consecutive months, you get a $1,000 consistency bonus. Well, guess what? If you maintain FIBC for 3 months in a row, you also get another $1,000 consistency bonus. And so that's exciting. So FIBC is a very good place to be. And so let's just kind of go over the numbers. First off, this one, a little less than half the coaches, about 57% of all coaches who you sponsor will not make it to senior coach. Okay? So I know it's always exciting when we bring on a coach. We're always so excited, and they're excited. Nobody signs up to fail at this, but different things get in the way. Life gets in the way. Fear gets in the way. Things they didn't expect get in the way, and they let these little things get in the way of big opportunities. And so about half the people, a little over half the people we sponsor will never even make it to senior coach. They'll never get those 5 people. So we're going to need more people in order to reach FIBC. Since you need 5 senior coach lines of business, how many total coaches will you need in order to hit FIBC? Basically, you need about 12 or 13 coaches in order to hit FIBC. That would be the numbers. And I meant to take this out. It talks a little about reaching global director. You need roughly 11 to 13 senior coach lines of business. And how many do you need to consistently sponsor? So if you consistently sponsored 3 coaches per month, filling the funnel with at least $1,200 in frontline volume, how long would it take to reach FIBC? Basically about 3 to 4 months to reach FIBC. If you brought on 3 coaches a month for 4 months, you'd bring on about 12 coaches, and you probably get 5 of them the senior coach. But what, like Jeanette said, when I first became a fully integrated business coach, I did it with 5 senior coach lines. And then the next month I did it with 5 senior coach lines, but 2 of the senior coaches were different senior coaches. And then again, the third month, I did it with 5 senior coach lines, and 2 of them were different again. So I had about, 12 different senior coaches in those 3 months, and people would come and go. And so we got to continue to fill our funnel with people and continue to bring on coaches and continue to build those senior coach lines. So just want to talk a few things about some of the activities that will increase your sponsoring. Every month while you're doing your map, the other thing you want to do is create a fresh client coach candidate list. Every single month, you should have 100 people on each of your list, 100 people on your coach list, 100 people on your candidate list. Remember, this is making a plan. The map, the monthly action plan, this is another plan. And if you fail the plan, then you just plan to fail. So you should be creating those lists every single month. And then every time you do a health assessment, you should be doing a full share, sharing all aspects of the trilogy, not just the health program. And I'll be honest, when I first started, I lost 77 pounds. What do you think I shared about? Shared about losing weight. And I didn't bring on a coach for 6 months. And so all of a sudden I created that sponsoring mindset in myself. And I started to realize what coaching was doing for me. All the things that the amazing coaches talked about this morning, how that's impacted our lives. And so I started sharing about that, and I started bringing on coaches. Also, on our client celebration calls, you want to make sure you're celebrating every single client in your organization. Because what's going to happen is your mentor coaches are going to get on there and they're going to start to drip coaching. They're going to start to layer coaching. They're going to talk about, how this opportunity, and maybe they'll do that, the little, hey, let's post something on your Facebook page and see who we can inspire. Who can we, maybe change or save a life? And then, of course, our clients are always going to refer people as they start to have amazing results. People are going to start to notice, and so they're going to refer people. But the first thing we want to ask when they're referring somebody is, well, are you going to coach them or am I? Or are we just going to coach them together? Because remember, our goal is never actually to take the referral. We want to, inspire that person to coach with us. And then, do all of your clients fill out the well-being evaluation? And do they do it right away at the beginning? Are you making sure they do that? They do it now on the new app or the website, habitsofhealth.com. And so part of that well-being evaluation has to do with financial, and it has to do with mindset. And so if they're struggling in some of those areas, we know that coaching can definitely help with mindset and, of course, financially. And now, are you using your map as a client to coach ratio tracker? Remember, about one in every 5 clients will become a coach. And so are you checking on your map and seeing, who in this group is my next coach? And does your team, and do you know what tools to use when someone's ready to explore? You have the links to the trilogy videos and the different, we have all kinds of different ones, right? We have ones for pastors. We have one for fitness trainers. And then, we have our standard one that I use all the time is the Becca Tinter, little 13-minute video because it's not very long. And so you can usually get somebody to watch for 13 minutes. And then, is your organization, and are you skilled at the soft skills of layering the full trilogy? It's just simple things like, oh my gosh, I saw how much you're active in Journey to Health. Wow, you're already coaching half of our community. Things like that. And, just layering it and dripping it. And using the word explore, not like, oh, you should be a coach. Oh, you should, I think you should coach. Would you just be open to exploring what coaching might look like for you? And, during the meet and greet, we were already laying with them. Who do they want to sponsor? Who wants to coach with them? And during the senior coach celebration, we're talking about the first 5 clients and we're layering coaching with them. Bring up sponsoring every time you chat with your coach, because we know that's what's going to create the stable business. And in the client pages, we don't do this often enough. Are you congratulating your clients when they become coaches in the client support page? And don't live out loud. Use your Facebook page for all aspects of the trilogy. It's not just about weight loss. So we're not just showing before and after. We really want to layer what coaching is doing for us. And so live your life out loud daily creates interest in what you do. And then, of course, we have our weekly trilogy Zoom that you can put our clients on every Wednesday at 5:30. They do the Habits of Health call, and then it's followed by a trilogy. And somebody will share their story. So just want to touch base briefly. Joy's going to go over and talk about, who are we going to approach? Who are we looking for when we're looking for coaching partners?
Okay, so, one of the things that I talk about a lot is integrity and work ethic. You can, there can be someone out there that's fabulous and fun loving, but if they don't see the value of hard work, this is going to be challenging, right? Because there's going to be days you're not motivated or inspired, but if you're connected to your why and what you want to accomplish, then that's going to get you into action. So, integrity, good morals, good virtues, key influencers, leaders, people with large networks. You guys, I wasn't on Facebook, okay? I didn't have a network, and I have a very private community. So yes, large networks are good, but also if they don't have a large network, that's okay too. Okay, so I'm going to go over all of this, and I'm going to add a little bit extra, because just because you don't see maybe someone on here that's on your heart, and I know you know to think this, I'm just going to reemphasize that. People with an attractive personality. Yes, someone that likes people, right? I didn't go into an industry because I wanted to help people. Maybe I wanted to put clothes on them, but what I loved about my industry was I managed a lot of people. And I had showrooms, I had sales reps, and I loved that part of it. So that was my way of helping people, but not a traditional medical field helping people. Confident people, team captains during athletic backgrounds. Okay, yes, again, those are leaders, right? Those are people that manage teams. Leaders in other direct sales companies. I love other companies where it's a home-based business, because you need to be your own boss, right? And so you need to have that type of work ethic. Gym owners, I know, Luann has a coach, and I can't see all the coaches on here, who used to own a gym. Maria, she's fabulous. People that love helping people. Yes, people that are already successful. It doesn't matter what they're doing. If they're successful and love what they do, or maybe they're successful and burned out, that still takes a work ethic, right? So think about those people. Sure, if they're in health and fitness, great. I wasn't in health and fitness. Like Debbie said, what the heck is Joy doing? So you are going to speak to people that might think that way. Go, well, I'm not in that. So if you're already in that field, share someone else that's a coach that's not in that field. That's really, really important. I thought that in the beginning. I was like, well, I always took care of myself, fairly took care of myself. I hiked, but I didn't see myself in that position. So, but I was able to watch Justin. Pastors, ministers, we know people of faith and people that lead churches are some of our largest, have the largest organizations in our company. They have a, heart to help. Business owners, professionals, executives, entrepreneurs, again, coaches. Okay, then we're going into doctors, nurses. Debbie has Joel. I don't know if Joel's on here, but he is a chiropractor, and he has incorporated the coaching business within his practice. He did the program. He loved it. So, in that field, physical therapists, look at Wendy, police officers. There's a whole team of firefighters, principals, teachers, recruiters, social workers, therapists. I mean, we can go on and on. But think about people who are on your heart that have a strong work ethic. You know what? How fun is this to do this with people you love? I mean, Wendy, Debbie, Jeanette, we have Lisa, we have so many people that we just have known. It's so fun to do this with people you know. So it can be someone that's already in another field, someone that's maybe that you think they love their career. Nobody would have approached me if it wasn't for Justin, if he wouldn't have known what was going on in my life. On the outside, everything looked great, but I was burned out on my career. So this is where we ask questions. We dig in. We just go have coffees. Put your phone away when you leave the house. Be open, smile at people. Just start conversations, and it doesn't have to be, oh, you need to do what I do. See what's going on in their lives and see where that will fit in. So I love this, but this can cover, if you have clients that are in Journey to Health, that are posting, that are supportive, those are great people. Layer on them, love on them, be in Journey to Health. I just had someone reach out to me. I did a health assessment on someone a year ago, but I've been posting a lot more in Journey to Health, and she reached out to me because of that. I love where Donald said, if you have someone in Journey to Health that becomes a coach, celebrate them in Journey to Health. I don't do that. I love that. So again, just be open-minded. There's a couple people that I've been layering on that are from my old industry for 2 years. I know they'll come aboard. I know they will, but I'm just loving on them. So I think this is great for who you're looking for. But again, those clients, people in your life, family members, even if they're not on this sheet, on this slide, just think about people you want to do business with, people you want to grow partners with, business partners. I love that. Business partners. I know Jeanette has a whole group of people that she's layering on from the fashion industry. It might take a while, but that's okay. And that's why we're just constantly reaching out to people and starting conversations daily, because maybe a year ago, those people come on, and 6 months ago, those people come on. And it's just, it just is like a, snowball effect.
Awesome. Thanks, Joy. And
Yeah.
Remember, this is what we're talking about, the I plus Q equals A, right back there. So we're going to identify their needs. Where does coaching fit in their life? And don't prejudge anybody. I think hopefully you've gotten that through everybody sharing their story. Don't prejudge anybody and don't give up. Be resilient. Qualify their attributes. Why do you think they'd be a great coach? And then approach them to explore what it would look like for them. Okay, so remember, this is just a numbers game. I love this story from Bill Gates. We all know who Bill Gates is, one of the wealthiest men in the world. And he just said, look, there is no secret. He just did the numbers. He simply showed the plan to 1,200 people. 900 of them said no. 900 said no. So 3 out of every 4 said no. I'm not interested. Only 300 signed up. And out of those 300, only 85 did anything at all, less than half. Out of those 85, only 35 were serious. And then out of those 35, 11 made him a multimillionaire. That's all we're looking for. You guys probably always hear that, right? The power of 12. Find your 12. That's it. That's all you have to find. But man, you got to go through 1,200 people to find those 12. So it's a numbers game. So how many people are you doing the I plus Q equals A? Are you doing at least one every single day? That's kind of the bare minimum, the standard that OptiVia has set. 1 I plus Q equals A every single day. Some of you have heard Jamil Frazier, one of our amazing mentors and integrated presidential director with OptiVia, talk about how he brought on 36 coaches in 3 months when he wanted to go global. Well, he didn't bring on 36 coaches because he approached 36 people. How many people do you think he actually approached to bring on those 36 coaches? So it's just a numbers game. The purpose of the approach is to determine someone's window. Are they open to explore? And so we can do that a couple of different ways. We can do that with integrated clients, all of our clients. And these are just some examples of how I set up. All of these led to Coach Explorers. It didn't lead to all of them becoming coaches, but it at least opened the door to them looking at the opportunity. Now they've been exposed to it. Now they might not have said yes the first time, but as we all know, clients don't always say yes the first time. They may not be ready when we first approach them, but we're going to continue to drip on them and love on them. So just a few, this first one was a client that I had that was doing great. Hey there, Rockstar. Can't believe how amazing you're doing. 41 pounds is a huge accomplishment. If you're proud of yourself and know you feel amazing. People have to really be noticing the difference in you now. Also want to thank you for all your interaction in our client support group. You're so encouraging and supportive of our community. So I'm qualifying. I'm identifying why I think that'll be great. Since you're already coaching, right? Are you ready to join this mission with me and get paid for it? I think you'd be absolutely amazing at it. Teachers and nurses have huge hearts to help people already. Would you be open to exploring what it might look like for you? Okay? And yeah, of course they wanted to hear more about it. They didn't jump on, but that's not the deal. It doesn't matter. It's just a numbers game. Then this was just somebody that actually fell off a program, had to stop through financial reasons. And I just hey there, my amazing friend, how's everything going? It's just a breakfast this morning. I really felt God put you in my heart. Ever since you had to stop the program to take care of your family, it's left me a little sad. I saw how much the program was doing for you and how it was making you feel. Like I said from the beginning, I really think you'd be amazing at what I do. You're a natural leader. You inspire others. You're a great mama, and you love helping and being there for others. Just doing this part-time while working, I was able to bring in an extra $4,000 in my second month. I really feel this would be such a blessing in your life. You'd be open to exploring what it might look like for you. And then, the last one was another one doing amazing on program. Then, we also want to approach people that are non-clients. And so let's read the second one. This is somebody I actually don't even know. I've never even met this person. This is one of the first interactions I ever had with him. He started liking some stuff on my page, and he made a couple comments. And he made a comment on one of my walk talks. And so I just said, hey, Greg, thanks so much for your comment on my walk talk about hitting the reset button. I really like all the positivity and honesty on your Facebook page. It looks like we have quite a bit in common. I just celebrated 21 years of Sprite. How about you? Also, this may seem like it's coming out of left field because I don't even know him, but I don't care. I'm still going to approach him because I think he'd be amazing at what I do. Like I said, you're really a positive person. You've overcome challenges in your life. You're obviously into health and fitness. You look amazing. I'm sure people are just drawn to you. Being a health coach is similar to our 12-step program. It's like I'm a health sponsor now. I really only signed up to be a health coach to help my mother and my wife, but before I knew it, so many people wanted to know what I was doing, and there's so many people out there that really need our help. Doing this part-time on the side while my other job, I made an extra $3,000 in my third month. But even more important than the money are the lives that are being transformed. The daily text messages I get from people thanking me for saving their life are amazing. It's been the most rewarding and fulfilling thing I've ever done. Would you be open to exploring what it might look like for you? And of course he was. We set up a Coach Explorer. Now he didn't jump on. He's got a lot going on, but that's okay. And these are just a couple more different approaches, and we can put these slides up in Motivation for Change so you guys can see them. But this last one, was from Joy, and she just, this is someone from one of her groups that she's in, and just, felt that this person would be good at it, and just are you open to exploring and taking a look at it, and identifying with that person. So as you're doing these approaches and you're living out loud on Facebook, post the blessings that coaching has given you, okay? Make sure you're living out loud on Facebook. You're not just doing before and afters. Post what freedoms coaching has given you. Wendy had an amazing trip to Italy, and Debbie just went to Spain. And Jeanette on her slide had a picture of her and her sister on the cruise. All these amazing things we get to do because of coaching. And then you want to inspire and encourage people to dream big. Most people don't realize what's possible and what they can accomplish. A lot of people give up on their dreams, but their dreams never give up on them. So it's up to us to really awaken and inspire and encourage, awaken that intrinsic motivation in people and to dream what's possible. Because, we've all seen it. And if you've been exposed to this community at all, you've seen the amazing things that people have accomplished and what they've been able to do. And so, most of us have struggled and had different experiences in our life that led us to the places we are today. I always love that song by Mercy Me called Dear Younger Me. If I could go back and tell myself the things to avoid, would I do it? Because, those are the things that made me who I am today. So hardships and the things and the challenges that we had to overcome are the things that prepared, us for extraordinary destinies and things we can accomplish. So really love what we get to do. Go ahead and stop sharing my screen. But we're just about out of time, so we don't really have time for questions today. But I want to thank everybody who jumped on, Wendy, Debbie, Jeanette, Joy for co-hosting with me. So go out there and approach. If you want to build this business, you've got to find partners. Go out there and find good people and just approach them about exploring what this might look like for them. And then, if you approach 1,200, you're going to find your 12. I can guarantee you, looking at all the people on this call, myself included, I have not approached 1,200 people about this coaching opportunity. I'm far short of that. you know, if I did one a day for the next, you know, it would take me what, 3-4 years to do that. So, you know, I'm not really looking at growing this business at that pace. So I guess I better step up my game and do some more approaches. And I hope you all do too. So I want to thank everybody that participated in the call and everybody that was on here. We'll get this posted in Motivation for Change. But thanks for getting up and sharing your Saturday morning with us. And I hope you guys all have an awesome day.